okay, is far beyond our expectation.
It's the safest way of owning a house.
My mouth is full of appreciation to Federal Mortgage Bank.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the program, Everyone Deserves a Home. I am Zuleyhat Belugubir. The National Housing Fund Scheme is open for all Nigerians to benefit from the provisions of the law, however, gives particular emphasis for the low and medium income earners to benefit from. To reach out to more people, the bank has ensured to have branch offices all across the 36 states of the Federation, and in recent times, we have gone around these states to bring you details of just how much the bank has delivered for the average Nigerians there. And on this edition of the program, we will showcase what the bank has delivered in Niger State. Later on the program, we will share the story of another beneficiary of the NHF scheme, as well as answer some of your questions. Join me after the break for the full package.
To improve transparency and accountability in managing the NHF funds, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria has introduced *219#. *219# is a new way to know the status of your NHF contribution from anywhere. To use this service, dial *219#. Select 1 to update your contact detail. Press 2 to check your contribution status in any month up to the last 5 years. You can also use our mortgage calculator and bulletin board by selecting options 5 and 6 respectively. You can access other services by using direct shortcodes like *219*3# to retrieve your NHF number, *219*4*1# to check your last 5 transactions, and *219*4*2# to check your statement of account. No internet connection required, and it is available on all networks. *219#. Simpler, smarter, faster. Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. Everyone deserves a home.
The program will kick off with highlights of current happenings at the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. In the news tonight, Minister of Works inaugurates new FMBN board and executive management, even as the acting MD hands over to the new MD of the FMBN. Stay tuned for details of these stories.
The Honourable Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Raji Fashola, has inaugurated the newly appointed members of the FMBN Board and Executive Management Team on Thursday, 21st April 2022 at the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing Headquarters, Abuja. Speaking at the event, the Minister called on the new board to work within the provisions of the law in order to deliver on the bank's mandate.
So I've taken the time to address the law setting up this institution that you have been appointed to administer, so as to leave you in no doubt whatsoever as to what your mandate and your purpose is. Because you are managing a creature of law, Federal Mortgage Bank is created by an act of parliament. It is clear that you are forbidden from making the bank do anything that the law does not authorize it to do. It is not an opportunity for self-help, but an opportunity to help others, especially to own a home, by rendering selfless service.
Fashola also urged the new team to work towards bringing to an end some of the bank's inherited liabilities, while also calling on them to liaise with the CBN to ensure the FMBN's compliance with regulatory stipulations for operating as a bank. The Managing Director, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, Madu Hamman, in his speech, expressed gratitude to President Muhammadu Buhari and the Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, for finding the team worthy to serve as board members of the bank. He said that the new board will commit to deliver the core mandate of the bank.
Our undertaking and our commitment is to take our fiduciary responsibilities and duties seriously and to maintain a level of corporate governance in line with best practices, while we will deliver performance towards recovery and repositioning the bank to play its primary role as the apex mortgage bank in Nigeria.
Also speaking at the event, Chairman, Board of Directors of the FMBN, Mr. Ayodeji Beleyi, said that the newly inaugurated team will do its best to deliver on the mandate given to them.
The visions of the founding fathers of this institution, as well as our functions under the two acts, being the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria Act and the National Housing Fund Act, is clear to us that we have a very, very huge task on our shoulders. I can assure you, the Honorable Minister, that we will do all that is possible. God help us to deliver on all of these laudable goals and objectives. We are very clear as to the impact and the strategic nature which housing sector plays in the development of any nation and any economy, and we will not let you down.
The newly inaugurated team include Madu Hamman, Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, Umar Zubaida, Executive Director, Finance and Corporate Services, Chukuma Kingsley, Executive Director, Business Development and Portfolio Management, Mustafa Lukman Olayiwola, Executive Director, Loans and Mortgage Services, Asein Abimbola, representing the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, Ejize Sandra Nkechi, representing the public. Following the inauguration of the newly appointed Board and Management of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, the former acting managing director of the bank, Mr. Kabir Yagboyaju, has handed over to the new managing director of the FMBN, Mr. Madu Hamman. Speaking during the handing over ceremony which took place on Thursday, 21st April 2022 at the bank's headquarters, former acting managing director of the bank, Mr. Kabir Yagboyaju, thanked the board for the opportunity to serve the bank as acting managing director.
This handover note is an addendum to the comprehensive handover note from the immediate past Managing Director, Chief Executive Architect Ahmed Musa Dangiwa, which gave in-depth clarity to managerial and operational affairs of the bank up to April 9, 2022, when I took over as the acting managing director of the bank. This handover memo is therefore intended to fill the period in which I resumed the position of the acting managing director for the bank. I would like to use this medium to thank the Honorable Minister, the board chairman, particularly senior management and general staff of Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria for the opportunity to serve the wonderful cooperation extended to me during my little stint as the acting managing director of the bank.
He gave a rundown of some of the activities the bank underwent in the period he acted as managing director.
The finalization of the 2021 AFS will bring the bank up to date in rendition of its annual accounts as required by the regulation and best practices. Critical for consideration of the incoming executive management is the 7-man technical committee on the bank's non-performing loans. The technical committee on the bank's non-performing loans was constituted by the board of directors at its 210th meeting, which held on 24th, 24th, 25th, and 28th of February 2022 to review the bank's current non-performing loans portfolio, conduct accounting treatments and legal documentations for non-performing loans exit strategies.
Managing Director of the bank, Mr. Madu Hamman, noted that the board, management and staff of the bank must do all they can to play the primary role as the apex mortgage bank in the country.
As much as possible, engage and get everybody on board so that whatever decisions we make, we'll be able to defend in front of our board and in front of even the minister and the CBN, our regulators. So we have a tough job to do, and everybody should sit up. We'll expect as much cooperation from everybody. We are team players. I don't believe in factional or silos work. I believe a team should work together. If we can laugh together, we should be able to work together. That's my own philosophy. So let us not make it a sort of competition. We are not here to take anybody's glory or job over. We are here to add to the growth and recovery and repositioning of Federal Mortgage Bank.
Chairman of the board, Mr. Ayodeji Beleyi, in his speech, urged the management and board of the bank to provide the necessary push for staff of the bank in order to bring out the best in them.
Fairly over 2 months of being here, I've seen a team with huge energy, huge knowledge, huge capabilities and competencies that if we harness their potentials, God willing, the sky should be the limit of this new board. And I can assure you that these guys are also equally hardworking. But we must provide them with that strategic direction and leadership that is required for us to be able to rally the troops.
The new team was taken on a tour around the bank to introduce and acquaint them with the work environment.
If you're just joining us, the program is Everyone Deserves a Home, a program showcasing the activities of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. Next on the program, we'll make a stop in Niger State to see what the bank has been able to deliver for its contributors through the National Housing Fund. Our review will touch on NHF contributions, estates and beneficiaries, refunds and loans disbursements in the state. Keep watching.
Niger State is largely a commercial state with a lot of informal sector activities. There are, however, a notable number of government agencies and parastatals in the state. Since the inception of the National Housing Fund, Niger State has been a contributing state. However, when some states opted out of the scheme some years back, Niger State was one of them. Niger State is, however, now fully back into the NHF scheme and is 100% compliant in terms of contributions. There are currently over 98,000 NHF contributors in the state who have since inception contributed over 6.159 billion naira. This year alone, about 116.215 million naira has been collected. The NHF scheme in Niger State has made a lot of impact in three particular areas.
We have three areas that we can beat our chest that yes, we have made a lot of impact. National Housing Fund, loans, home renovation loans, and cooperative housing loans as well. So I think these areas will have a lot of tremendous impact in the states.
Since the mandate of the FMBN is to make houses available, the bank has ensured the provision of a number of estates across the state. Some of them are Sea Mountain Housing Estate, Civil Servants Cooperative Union Estate, Ministerial Pilot Housing Scheme, Civil Servants Cooperative Union Estate 2, and Syntax Estate. These estates are all at various stages of completion, with off-takers already living in some of these houses.
When I got there, it's just like I'm in paradise. Kudos to Federal Mortgage Bank. If the houses will be going on like this, I don't think that we in turn, let me say, public servant will cry of house for them. Honestly, I'm so happy. And you can see when this is you can see my family, everybody's heading. We are so happy. In fact, kudos to Federal Mortgage Bank.
I don't even know how to explain how I felt the day I came into this house as this is my house. Because I remember vividly when the key to this house was given to me, I was trying to put some things in order, try to put the facilities that suit my desire, But my wife keep on saying, no, let's pack in. Let us have the feels of that landlordship. And the day we came in, In fact, that day I overslept.
For the FMBN, its mandate does not only stop at making these houses available. Ensuring that these houses are qualitative enough is paramount. That is why the branch office is very particular about weekly inspections to projects across the state.
We have a weekly report that we must submit, and these weekly reports are supposed to have been certified before they are sent to our headquarters. In this office, we have professionals, building professionals for that matter. I have architects, I have an architect, I have a civil engineer, besides other building professionals that will check the project every week, and we send our reports on a weekly basis. And that all these are checks that are in place to make sure that quality in any way is not compromised.
Right from our foundation level, DPC, lintel level, and definitions, I can guarantee you these houses can go up to 20 years without anything, because we use the blocks, we mold the blocks by ourselves, and our blocks is standards, and the houses, our building is also standards, and we make sure we follow all the specifications to the standard.
The project is a facility for low and medium income earners, but the company, the developers didn't look at it from that perspective. So we actually went for the best materials that we could actually get for world-class facilities. And for a self-sufficient community like this, because the housing scheme is supposed to be created to be one that looks like a self-sufficient community with a school, with a hospital, a recreational center, and a shopping complex. So we need to put one of the best facilities you can get and one of the nicest materials you can get so we can meet up the standards of any other communities.
The home renovation loan is another area the bank is making its presence felt. More than 1,800 people have so far benefited from the home renovation loan in Niger State, with over 1.634 billion naira already disbursed. Currently, there are over 230 home renovation loan applications being processed. Carrying out sensitizations is another area the FMBN in Niger State is intentional about. The NHF scheme also serves as a means of saving for its contributors. That is why the FMBN ensures that refunds are mandatory. Over the years, more than 1.156 billion naira has been disbursed to over 11,366 retirees in Niger State.
What is the name of my grandson?
Suleiman.
That's a good name. May the Almighty preserve him.
Amen.
Now that your family is growing, this is the time for you to start thinking of a house of your own.
Abba, the thought of this has always been on my mind. To build a house now, you need a lot of money, and that is what is holding me back.
Sonny, what you need is a mortgage. NHF mortgage loan. With NHF mortgage loan, you own a house upfront and pay gradually over a long period of time.
Abba, I will go to the FMBN office right away.
Come join us at FMBN and let's shelter Nigeria together.
The criteria to become a homeowner through the NHF scheme is being a contributor. Our beneficiary for this episode was not a contributor, but he leveraged on his wife's eligibility through her contributions, and today, the rest, they say, is history. Join me in our next segment as we share the story of Reverend Emmanuel Ali, who is now a homeowner thanks to the National Housing Fund. Don't go away.
The payment process is quite flawless.
It was unbelievable because I didn't know that they have such a scheme existing in Nigeria.
Is it true that I will get the house? No, why not? We met all the requirements, so we'll get it.
The joy of ownership is wonderful.
Reverend Emmanuel Ali is the owner of a 3-bedroom apartment at Plural Housing Estate, Ilaramoke, Ondo State. The journey to home ownership began for the Reverend and his wife after visiting the branch office in the state, where the branch manager told him all he needed to know about the scheme.
My wife has been a contributor as a civil servant. So when we needed, she got the information and she told me about it. So we went to Federal Mortgage Bank for an information. And kindly enough, the branch manager, Mr. Jimo, he gave us more audience than even expected. As a matter of fact, he made me interested in it. And he told me where facilities are across the state. So we decided to visit Plural. And we saw it to be the best for us.
They got the house at the cost of 8.5 million naira. Reverend Emmanuel says he has 18 years to repay his loan, but he's hopeful to complete his repayment before then.
The repayment process is monthly, as we're being told. And for example, now my own, I have a period of about 18 years if I want to pay all through, but God forbid to state it that time. So that we'll be refunding every month. And if peradventure you have the means of paying before the end of your time, so you can pay upfront.
It had been a dream for Reverend Emmanuel to live in an estate. According to him, it's an honorable thing to be a homeowner.
Because when there is this problem in Yoruba land, when you don't have a house, people feel that you are not responsible. No matter how, particularly when you are hardworking and you don't have a house of your own, you will say that it's family problem that is fighting the person. So it gives you a lot of honor. You see a lot of people congratulating you. And most importantly, it's not that we don't have facilities, but I've always loved to live in an estate.
He says the security and other facilities within the estate makes living more pleasurable for him.
Our question for the week is, what happens to my contributions if I change my job?
The ideal thing is when you change employment, you will just inform your new employer that this is my NHF number so that your contribution will continue. But in most instances, you find that some people will go and register, and again, the NHF number is supposed to be once in a lifetime. Once you register, regardless of where you work, you will just use that same number so that your contribution continues. But in a situation where you have not done that, you register again, then all you need to do is approach any of our office nearest to you so that you can merge your contributions, and then it becomes a single decision, and then they will discard the other number. But the ideal thing is once you register, you just maintain that number regardless of wherever you work.
And on this note, we end this edition of the program. Do well to join us again next week, same time, same station, for another exciting package of the program. Until then, log on to our website on www.fmbn.gov.ng for more information about our products and services, or kindly stop by at any FMBN branch office closest to you. You can also dial our short code on *219# to check the status of your contributions. Bye for now and have a pleasant night rest.